You're listening to That Home Loan Hub. I'm Zibuni Salimova, here to make home loans and property investing simple, smart and stress-free. Let's get you closer to your property dreams. So I've got Evan back. He's a building inspector and this week he's been very, very busy. He's just told me he's done over 12 inspections this week. Hello, Evan.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. 12 inspections in 1 week. That's a lot.
12 inspections in 3 days.
Oh, hold on. In 3 days? Wow, that's a lot of exercise for you.
Yep.
Okay, what's the common theme that you're seeing at the moment?
So this week has been mainly focused on maintenance reports. So one of the inspections that I did on Monday, it's for a beachfront property in Waikanae, and the vendors passed away and it's getting inherited by the three daughters. And they essentially needed to know what the condition of the house was. A valuer came in and valued it quite high. And that's when they got a builder to come through, have a look, and they were like, it really needs a reclad, new joinery, a bunch of work. But he wasn't willing to put anything in writing because he's not qualified to do so. So that's when they engaged me, went in and pretty much confirmed what the builder said, but really detailed what areas were the problematic issues. So this beachfront property was a cedar clad. So I think we talked about a little bit about last time about the cedar. But for those that haven't listened to that one or don't remember, do you just want to quickly brush over the cedar cladding? So cedar cladding's great. It does end up becoming quite brittle over time, and especially when it's exposed to the elements, it will start to cup, warp, and also crack. So this one here was an older style cedar cladding, which is shiplap. So instead of like bevel back weatherboards or vertical shiplap, which is pretty common for building products nowadays, this one, it has like a flush profile finish. And so when you look up the side of a building, you can literally just see all the bottoms just warping, and you can see gaps up underneath the cladding. When it's not too advanced, you can actually nail those back down and you can seal them. But this one here, I pushed on some and they just split and broke. So the northern, eastern and southern faces were just completely cooked, essentially. Wow. The only good side was the western face, which is usually one of the more exposed ones, and especially being on a beachfront. However, it had a wraparound veranda deck, so it was completely enclosed with the normal kind of elements. You could see a little bit of weathering and stuff to the bottom edge right next to the deck, but other than that, it was pretty good on the western face.
Wow. Okay, so you gave them a plan. Well, you gave them a report.
Yeah.
A maintenance report.
Yeah.
And now they can take that report back to the builders.
Yep.
And get quotes.
Yep.
And then decide whether they want to fully renovate and sell. Because I guess in that state, it won't really sell it that much. Because
I don't think the intent is to sell for that one. They want to keep the property, whether or not, I guess it was clarity on what would be required if they were to reclad and do all new joinery, or do they bolt the house and build something new on it, because the location is incredible. Yeah.
Okay. So with those sort of reports, like I understand usually the vendors order them or the buyers, but in this case, it's the kids that inherited the house. Mm-hmm. It's okay for them to order as well?
Yep, 100%.
Okay. I guess they're the new owners?
Yeah.
I don't know how
I'm not too sure,
but someone can just give you a call and be like, hey, come on over, do the maintenance report.
Yeah.
So how is maintenance report different to the builder's report?
So the way that I write my builder's reports is I do include a lot of the maintenance issues. This one really focused on weather tightness and what it's going to entail to get the house back to being weather tight. And, when there's cupping, holes to the cladding, splits, rotten joinery where you can just poke your finger into it. And then I did thermal imaging on the inside as well, which clearly showed areas where moisture was holding. Yeah.
That would be an expensive exercise for them.
Yeah, I ballpark figure. He actually was pretty close to the money. The husband of one of the daughters, he's a sparky, so he's in the trade. He kind of had a figure of around about 300K.
I was about to say 300 to 400.
I said, yeah, it could, depending on if you have to go through consent and if you can do the direct fix. Weatherboards, again, is, I think, zoned to be able to do direct fix. If it was one wind area higher, if it was extra high, then I don't think you're allowed to. I'd have to double check that. But yeah, putting in a new cavity definitely means you have to replace all the joinery.
Yeah.
It's a lot of scaffolding and, painting and all that jazz. It could be, anywhere from 250 all the way up to 600K.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It would be really cool to fast forward us into the future 30 years later, and you put a little thing onto the house, you press a button and it automatically just goes duk, 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 and covers the whole house and cladding. How cool would that be?
Yeah, you'd put a lot of builders out of a job if you did that.
Well, there you go, guys. For those that are in tech and building expertise, think of something that you can just press a button and it just goes. Duk, 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 duk. That's my new voice effect. Thank you. But awesome. So how fast can you turn around those reports? Because if you've done 12 in 3 days, you'd be off your feet.
Yeah.
How long do people wait?
I was working till probably 9 or 10 last night. I sent it out last night.
Wow,
so
within
it was
2 days.
Yeah, 48 hours for that one.
Wow.
If I wait too long, then all of a sudden it's just a snowball effect. I really have to keep on top of it, and it's fine. The majority of my inspections this week, they're smaller units, and it's for a development company. So I've been working with them, working with some sub-trades to get just generalized estimates, and mainly just focusing on the maintenance side of things, if they're Healthy Homes compliant, and what the costs to get it to Healthy Homes compliant, or just the general maintenance.
Do you do the Healthy Homes sign-offs as well?
Yep.
You do that?
Yep.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Evan, for sharing that story. I think that's quite important for people to remember that, whether you buy, whether you inherit something, you can get a check on that as well. Just a pulse check to see what's the investment like, and what do you need to put up with, because you can't just ignore it. You've got the house now, you've got to do something about it.
Exactly.
And the longer you ignore it, the worse it's going to get.
Yep.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Evan.
No worries.
See you soon.
Cheers.
And that's a wrap on That Home Loan Hub. Don't forget to hit subscribe and join me next time for more property tips and tricks. Your next smart move starts here.